Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's Pick a Reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca. Just want to make sure you're seeing it in the right spot. I am doing in-person readings in Herkimer, New York. If you're close to there and you want more information, shoot me an email. I'll let you know what's going on. I'll put the information about the decks and the dice below. Other than that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and let's get into your reading. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Capricorn? I feel like this is going to be a strange one because typically I don't think Capricorn really enjoying the mystery, but there's different flavors of Capricorn. Whatever's going on here, it might be that the mystery presents an advantage to you. Okay, it is. All right. There's something with a mystery here, but I feel like whatever the mystery is, I think it really is presenting you with a moment to do things the way you actually want them done. I get to redirect this where I actually want it to go, not where other people think it has to go. Okay, there's 4 cards that flew out while I was shuffling 5. Okay, we're dealing with something here. I think this is actually more to your advantage too. Okay, so there's something negative around this situation, but actually might work to your advantage. I don't think it's going to upset you. That's the weird thing. But I think literally because when we keep moving forward, some type of debauchery opens this door for you to be like, oh, that's wrong. Let me just put that where it's supposed to be and shut the door. And now I have the key, so you can't mess it up. It might be one of those things. So the situation has been good in the past. Whatever this is, it's had its good moments in the past. Questionable. It could be questionable about how long. So like if it's a family situation, could have been a decade or so. If it's a work situation, could have been anywhere from a few months to a few weeks. It depends. Because it seems to be setting the stage. But, and I feel like I'm looking back, it was good, and then it was a little bit out of my control, or it went a little bit out of my control, and there was some random energy kind of throwing things around. It was good. Creativity is interesting because I feel like I had the choice. I had more choices about what I could do, what I wanted to do, where I could go with things. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like going to a buffet. And it's kind of like, you're not going to eat the whole buffet, but it's kind of like, what do I feel like today? And I like that, and I like this, and maybe I'll try some of that. I've always wanted to try some of that. I'll get a little bit of that so I can try that. I feel like it was like, it's only a meal, and I don't have to take everything. I could sample a little bit of anything I want. And I just feel like there's opportunities here. Like, it reminds me of like me and sushi. I have had sushi, and sometimes it's not that bad. But it's kind of like going towards like one of those buffets and going, oh, there's a little bit of sushi. It looks like it's good. I like this place. I trust this place. All right, you know what? I'll take one piece. Let me have just one piece. Let me see what I think of it. It kind of feels like this is what it was in the past, and I like that. I didn't have to overinvest. I could just try a little of this, see what I thought about it, try a little of that, maybe get some information here, some information there. It had its really good moments, and I feel like this was to my advantage. And it's almost like, you know, like I'm looking at this situation again, like, oh, like I'm thinking when I tried sushi the first time, it was like I was invited to this party and there was this buffet, and I was just like, why not? Like, I didn't pay for it. I didn't buy it, and I could try it, and I could just try a piece. I think literally also somebody gave me like a half of one of theirs, so it's kind of like not a huge investment. I don't like it, not that bad. All good. This energy hasn't been around that strong for a while, but I feel like there's something where something doesn't really sit right. It doesn't make quite the sense it should. It's not. I don't see you being upset about it. I feel like it's just kind of like, well, that's what it is. I kind of feel that energy, if that makes sense. It's kind of like when you have that one relative, like, yeah, that's what it is. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it's like there's no point in getting upset about it because it's like, well, you know, that's what it is. I don't know how else to say it. It's kind of like you see it for what it is. This energy is kind of like, I actually, with the moon card coming in and you got the Hierophant upside down, 8 of Wands coming in like this, which means it's not, I don't know, it's not the most dependable. It kind of stick and go, kind of moves fast and doesn't go anywhere, then moves fast and doesn't go anywhere, stick and go. Especially with this card here, the Hanged Man, like there's nothing happening here that like, it's not like anybody's buying a house or anything. Whatever this is, it's like certain things are happening, but it's like it doesn't really matter all that much. It's kind of like somebody bringing a dessert and accidentally dropping it on the floor. It's kind of like, well, we got more than enough stuff anyway, and I didn't bring it, so it's not my dessert. So it's kind of stuff like that going on here, because there's some debauchery. But I also feel like if I'm going to use that analogy a little bit deeper, with like somebody else brought a dessert, we have a bunch of them, but they ruined it. But I didn't. It's not mine. I don't care, and I wasn't going to eat it anyway. But it's kind of like I'm like watching how something played out, and I'm like, huh, that's interesting. And it's almost like I'm looking at this dessert as they're cleaning it up, and I'm like, I bet you it wasn't good anyway. Did they just throw it on the floor so nobody would eat it and nobody would know that they screwed it up anyway? I'm questioning things. I feel like I'm looking at this like, this is interesting. I don't know if that's real. I don't know if that really wasn't any good, but this is interesting. Doesn't seem to be bothering you. You seem to be fine. Especially with this energy here. You got the Lover's card here with the knowledge. In the Lover's card, a lot of people take it literal. I don't. Sometimes it's just flat out passing the test. Sometimes it's just situations going where you actually need them to go for you to pass that test. It can talk about unconditional love sometimes. It could be about the right possibility coming your way. It could be that too. Because I feel like I'm learning something here. And I'm like, okay. I don't see you really reacting to it. Not at this point. I don't really see. I'm like, all right, that's happening. But this is the start of your. This is the start of your advantage. This is the start of your moment of opportunity, and it's not like it's just 2 seconds. It's like I feel like it could be up to 2 months, where this is the start of it, and it's like this window of 2 months for you to do what you need to do, which I feel like is very comfortable. The Moon card coming in like this on the dice, which means the mystery is leaving. And then the Three of Wands also like this, like the opportunity is showing itself, is starting to show itself. You're taking your time with it, which is cool. There's bad behavior around this. I keep getting that. I'm trying to understand what that's supposed to mean. But like there's no foundation to this situation. There's no foundation. The truth is coming out with the Seven of Cups reversed. To me, that's just like proof. Like the obvious truth is coming forward. And then the Ten of Pentacles is saying, but there's nothing to be done with it. There's nothing to be built from it. It's like not like we have to deal with it. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's like somebody else having a problem at their house. I'm like, well, that's their house. That's their house. That's their problem. I live in my own. They're going to have to deal with their own. Somebody not being nice. Manipulative, probably. A manipulative energy that's not being very nice, that does not want to play. All these cards came in upside down, and I just wanted to be sure that they're supposed to. No action is being taken. At least not towards you. Not towards you, at least. Nothing that's going to cause you upset. Nothing that's going to cause you damage or put anything in front of you that you have to deal with. Bad behavior around this situation. It is deconstructing something. An end is here. All right, the Death card is here, but what are we saying with that? Somebody's saying something. It's been a long time coming. This might, I don't know. So whatever's going on around this situation, step back and just absorb it, which you probably will anyway. I feel like you don't really need to be involved with this. but you probably want to keep an ear out, just kind of like, what happened? Who did what? How did who? Not to be nosy or not to be rumor gossipy, not like that, but just kind of like, it's better to know than to not know. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, oh, okay. You don't have to be gossipy about it to understand what's going on. Just kind of keep an ear open. There's also a piece here, in case it is coming forward in a gossip way, you will find what the actual truth is at some point. You might want to make reference to people who are making more of a situation than it actually was. Some people's true colors are going to come out with this one. True colors that I feel like I really don't want that to be their colors, but that's their colors. Keep that in mind. Something is ending here. That happens. See, if that's in the middle of this, something ends. Something just flat out ends. Healing comes out of it. The world comes out of it. It's Four of Swords in the world. Whatever, like something is ending. It's around somebody else. I don't know what's going. Something is ending. When you add back in, I feel like things are fine. I don't feel like I'm pushed in the middle of anything, but it definitely is going to affect something. This is more about whatever this is, you get to reposition yourself as you want, not as you had to be, or maybe there was a position you thought you had to be in before. This is changing things. This is changing the landscape. And it's kind of like, almost like we're moving to a whole new country, just for argument's sake. And as you're walking into this country, you're going, all right, I like that spot over there, and let me look over here in this neighborhood, and I like that house in this neighborhood, so this is for me. That's for me. You're getting that type of advantage. Kind of like, as I get closer, I'm seeing where I want to be with this situation. Be careful of diplomacy. Okay. This isn't a bad card, but they're saying this may not work for you long haul. People, there might be this weird kind of like, now that we're here, now that we're doing this, now that we've arrived, I feel like people are like, hey Capricorn, let's all talk together and let's all work this out together. Which sounds rational, right? Why? I don't feel like this works. I don't feel like this works for you. Yeah, I just, a better idea for you. You can do that. I mean, you got to do what's right for you. The energy that it's kind of this stronger here, more positive, is for you to establish your Ace of Pentacles. That's the neighborhood I want. That's the house I want. This is where I want to be. People, I don't know what's going on here with the diplomacy, but I feel like, you know what, if it just goes better for Capricorn, just do what you want. You're going to make good decisions. You're going to make, if you want to be close to somebody, I feel like you'll work that out as necessary. But if you don't, I feel like you'll also work that out as necessary. Stabilize what you want. It feels strange to me that I have to say this to Capricorn in a Capricorn reading, but like, sometimes it's better to not be negotiable. Just do what you want and let people do what they want. Like, I feel like there's two versions. Like, everybody's coming together and like, all right, you know what? I think it'd be best for all of us if we all lived over here on the side of this mountain. And maybe you're like, I don't want to do that. I want to live over here next to this field, and this is why. And like, I want to live over here, and you have your own advantages about why you want to live where you want to live, and they want to live up everybody over there. And you're like, I don't really want to do that, but you're also close enough to see everybody, so you're like, you can do what you want, and it doesn't have to be skin off of anybody's back. You know what I mean? It's fine. Establish it the way you want, and kind of like let the chips fall where they may. Especially with Capricorn, you always are going to think about how this affects your long-term goal. You're going to look at that anyway. So I feel like do this with what works for you. Because I see like the Capricorns, I'm thinking of one I used to know, oh, it's a couple decades ago now. I understood why they did it. They made decisions to the advantage of their children. And I feel like when their children were younger, that made sense. But even when their kids got like past the teenage years, they kept doing that, and then it started putting them at detriment. But I feel like this was a Capricorn too. And I was just kind of like, I don't know, I was kind of like, huh. Once Capricorn gets in a pattern, it makes sense. And this was a person that loved their kids very much. So it made sense, but it's kind of like it wasn't serving the situation. It just wasn't serving the situation. So I don't know if that's going to trigger for some of you. Like, before you go along with the group, maybe double check with yourself. Why do I feel like I should? And is that really going to be the best for you and these people? Or are some people just wanting to exercise their ability to control others? Because I feel like that's why I don't like this. Sometimes people just want to be able to say, well, you should do this, just to see if they can keep that control. That might be going on here. Because I feel like the person I'm thinking of, there was this one person, one of their kids was doing that. They just were just trying to make sure they still had control, and they would push their parent to do certain things just to prove they had control. I don't know. It was a weird thing. I don't know what that was about. But it doesn't matter. We're moving on from that. If you make a decision what truly you want to do, longevity is your benefit. Everybody's going to get along anyway. It's not going to hurt anything. And if this is a situation where people are playing the diplomacy game and you go against what they want, maybe they need to get that little message like, you don't have control of Capricorn. And I don't know why you would think you did, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Some people, I don't know. Capricorn is an interesting sign, and I have a lot of Capricorns in my family. But now that I think of it, there's certain instances where Capricorn will go along with things that they don't really want to do. There's usually a heartfelt reason for it. And I feel like every now and then we just got to do a self-audit. Like, is this person, do I really need to do this? Do I really want to do this? And, are they just trying to prove that they can make me do this? Because some people will do that. People get like that, so be careful. The next season of this situation is going to last quite a while. I'm getting that with the Hermit, which talks about Virgo energy, but that also talks about longevity. It also talks about things starting slowly but surely, things coming in. It's going to take a while to get it up to where you want it to be. So make your choice accordingly where you want things to be, because this is something you're probably going to keep for quite a long time. So it should be where you want it to be, not where somebody else wants it to be. This situation is designed for your success. Other people will be able to enjoy it too. So it's kind of like, it's not like I have to buck against what somebody else I care about wants. It's not like that. It's more like, all right, they want that flavor, but I'm going to do this my own way. And I'll let them enjoy some of what I'm doing too, but I'm doing it on my terms. Just because they want me to live on the side of this mountain doesn't mean I'm going to live there. I'm going to live down here in the field because this works better for me. I know how to handle this. I'm used to this. They can come and visit. I'll go and visit. It'll be fine. And maybe sometimes, not for nothing, the distance might be best for both of us. The situation is designed to work to your favor, designed to work to your benefit. I think because I have so many Capricorns in my family, I forget that, like, once in a while, Capricorn is just as human as the rest of us, and people manipulate us. I'm a Pisces, I'm not a Capricorn, but still, it happens. But once we see it, and I feel like I don't have Capricorn in my chart, but I keep feeling like once you see it, that's enough of that crap. And we just shut it down. But I can think of a few different moments where I've seen Capricorns get manipulated and they get used to it. Also, though, once Capricorn sees it for what it is, that's enough of that crap. We're not doing that anymore. And it's always, every time I've seen it happen, there's been a heartfelt connection why it's happened. So this situation is meant to be to your advantage. It's meant to be to your benefit. Be aware of what's going on around you. You don't have to be diplomatic on this one. If there's somebody you care about who is playing that little power game with you, they're going to gripe about it when you don't do what they want, but it's also going to put them in the proper position to where, they need to kind of be more accommodating to what you want. You're very helpful. You're very good to them, but, they're not controlling this. They're not driving the car. You're driving the car, and they need to remember that. You'll help them. You'll take them where they need to go if within respect to the situation, but they don't get to just take your car when they feel like it. You're the one paying the insurance. You're the one paying for the note, whatever it is. it's your car. You decide when that's going to happen. And I'm kind of blown away that, like, but I've seen it. They keep showing me examples, like, Capricorn just as human as everybody else. Just as human as everybody else. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.